Mr. Chair, during the last hearing, we deliberated, we discussed on the possible violations of Suara Sug on their fund size, Republic Act 11422, especially on Sections 4, responsibility to the public, Section 10, sale, lease, transfer, grant of use of right or assignment of franchise, Section 11, dispersal of ownership, and Section 12, reportorial requirement. Now, in this hearing, let me expound, Mr. Chair, on Section 4. Because, as I see it, Mr. Chair, it seems that SMNI has a pattern of harassing individuals and entities using false informations. I sincerely believe that SMNI is being used as a tool to spread false information with regards to attacking, maligning, destroying the reputation of certain individuals and entities. Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, in this hearing, I would like to establish, or rather hopefully establish, itong pattern ng serial harasser. Mr. Chair, upon research for the past few days, we have found out that SMNI, or Suara Sug for that matter, is facing several cases. Not only in the courts, but in KBP, MTRCB, NTC, and other bodies. I have in my possession some of the cases, Mr. Chair. One, Concepcion, Empeño, Erlinda Catapan, and Cristina Palabay versus Suara Sug Media Corporation. Docket number case number 2022-027. It was filed at the National Telecommunication Commission on June 2022. The complaint arises from an SMNI broadcast featuring an interview with Palparan conducted by Lorraine Badoy. In this interview, allegations were made associating Vice President Robredo, suggesting an alliance with CPP, NPA, and DF. The broadcast specifically referred to the Bicol region as being infested with such affiliations. Number 2 case, Alfonso Tomas, Atom Pagaduan Arroyo versus Jeffrey K. Eric Celes and Lorraine Marie Badoy Partosa. Docket number R-QZN-23-08237-CV. It was filed at the RTC Quezon City Branch 306 on September 11, 2023. Episodes mentioned in SMNI accused Arroyo of being a member of the CPP, NPA, NDA, producing documentaries and participating in activities detrimental to government efforts. Case number 3. This was filed in the Professional Regulation Commission on April 11, 2022. Bonifacio Carmona versus Lorraine Marie Badoy Partosa, Eleanor Hara. The complaint specifies Badoy Partosa's actions utilizing her government position to spread baseless and harmful accusations against the complainants. Case number 4, Ombudsman cases versus Lorraine Badoy. Again, this is in connection with their practice of spreading false information. Now, Mr. Chair, may I ask Lorraine Badoy, inakusahan po ninyo the former Vice President Leni Robredo claiming that she has an alliance with communists. Meron po kayong ebidensya na nagpapatunay na si former Vice President Leni Robredo ay may alyansa sa komunista? Because you released this statement and accused her of conniving with communists. Because if you cannot prove or you cannot present evidence, then clearly this is a testimony that indeed Lauren Badoy and Ka Eric is spreading false information, which is a violation of Section 4. Kasagot po, Ma'am Badoy.
Mr. Chair, yung tungkol po sa former Vice President, yung statement po na yon ay hindi po yon personal na opinion ko. I said all those things as the Strategic Communications Cluster Head of the National Task Force, LCAC at the time, and that was in fact the official stand of our government. Therefore, meron po siyang tinatayuan na ebidensya. Hindi ko po yun personal na opinion.
Pero kayo po ang nag-disseminate ng information na yun.
Apo.
It could be the stand of the government, but kayo po ang nag-air ng akusasyon na yun na si Robredo ay may alyansa sa komunista. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair, because that was part of my
So
job.
in short po, ginamit po din yung plataforma ng SMNI to spread false information. Hindi po ba?
Silugaw nga.
Mr. Chair,
Akusasyon niya sa Pangulo, pero
hindi galing sa inyo eh.
pero hindi
So
nag-respect
did
ang
you
Pangulo.
verify the report?
that Mr. Chair, that came from the National Task Force, LCAC, and that was our official stand. And the LCAC is made of all these agencies in government. And kaya po sinabi po yon, Mr. Chair, it was as my mandate bilang trabaho ko po na spokesperson na National Task Force, LCAC, na bago naglalabas ng ganyang statement, meron pong vetting process.
Okay, ma'am, meron po ba kayong dokumento to support this position of the National Task Force?
I can, Mr. Chair, I can produce it.
Okay,
Because
can you please submit that by tomorrow to the committee?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And we would like to see the basis. This National Task Force, this was created by whom?
The National Task Force, LCAC, Mr. Chair, is the Executive Order number 70 that was created by then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and it was continued by the sitting President, President Bongbong Marcos.
So it is still
Yes.
in existence, this National Task Force.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but I'm no longer part of it officially.
Thank you very much. The Honorable
Mr.
Mr. Chair, as I've stated earlier,
Yung
I would
mga
like to
kakamping nga,
establish
grabe
that
yung
SMNI is being used as
yung
a tool
paninira
to
nila sa
spread
kay
false
Pangulong Marcos
information.
Jr. pero hindi
Ngayon,
nagsampa
dito
ng
po tayo.
kaso. Kaloka.
SMNI aired an interview
Naloka.
in its news channel wherein Ms. Badoy claimed that Ana Patricia Noon, who put up the Maguinhawa Communist Party, had also links to the communist movement. Totoo po ba ito, Mr. Badoy, Ma'am Badoy?
Mr. Chair,
Naku,
again,
Madam Badoy, ang dami mo palang
that
ano.
was in official stand po ulit yon ng National Task Force, LCAC. Hindi ko po yun personal na opinion. And I can, again, Mr. Chair, submit documents and proof regarding this.
Yes, as stated by the chair, pakisubmit din po dito kung totoo po ba talaga na yun ang stand ng government because kayo po ang spokesperson at that time.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
SMNI also violated numerous provisions of 2007 Broadcaster Code of the Philippines, specifically as regards to the credibility of news sources and reports. Ito po ang palaging problema ng SMNI. Mr. Chair, kagaya nung sinabi ninyo na that the Speaker spent 1.8 billion pesos in traveling expenses, pero during the last hearing, nung tinanong ko po si Ka Eric, eventually he admitted na mali pala ang source niya because we presented their documents and testimonies from the Secretary General and the head of the Finance Department, Bobby Maling, proving otherwise, na walang katotohanan yung 1.8 billion pesos. So, Mr. Chair, clearly, as I've said, meron ho silang pattern. Well, I mentioned already 4 cases. Ngayon, sa KBP, meron din kaso ang SMNI. Now, may I ask the resource person, ano ang nature ng kaso ng SMNI?
Mr. Chair? Yes, Mr. Chair. No, this question is addressed
To
to
KBP.
KBP.
I'm addressing my question, Mr. Chair, to KBP.
KBP, you have the
Because,
floor.
as I said earlier, dahil sa daming fake news, sa daming mga maling impormasyon na pinapalabas sa SMNI in their program and other programs, ay marami yung nga silang kaso. Yun know, ang ina-establish ko. Because of the false informations that you're disseminating, you are faced with several cases proving na marami kayong hinaras, marami kayong minalign, marami kayong sinira ng mga reputasyon using false information. Yun po ang gusto kong i-prove dito sa hearing, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, my manifestation is related to the question, Mr. Chair. May
Yes, Mr.
very
Chair.
specific, it is the KBP.
Specific.
Okay, so KBP is recognized.
Meron pong kaso sa KBP ang SMNI. Ano yung kasong yun?
Mr. Chair, the complaint was received only today.
Can you please speak closer to the microphone? Thank you.
The complaint from a certain Mr. Luis C. Biraugo was received only today. In fact, I was informed of it only on my way to the hearing. The complaint involves violation of the broadcast code, particularly on airing of unverified reports. Personal attack intended to malign, unfair, criticize, or attack a person, natural or juridical. Speech or action likely to incite any person to violence or antisocial behavior. Vulgar, obscene, or indecent language. Use of vulgar, obscene, or indecent language. And then use of language tending to incite violence, sedition, or rebellion. And name-calling of personal insults. May we inform, however, the Honorable Committee that Suarasug withdrew their membership from KBP. And we are informed only of this afternoon.
Mr. Chair, so yung complaint po ni Luis Borriago, ganun din po, hindi po ba? Maling mga impormasyon and maligning the complainant. And yung request po niya is to revoke the license of Suarasug based on these unconfirmed reports, hindi po ba?
The grounds being cited are the same, although the request is to determine accountability for the previous flagrant or unmistakable violations of the law and rules.
Mr. Chair.
There is also a prayer for cancellation of franchise, Your Honors.
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
so thank you from KBP. Again, ang nakasaad po doon, citing violations of Section 4, responsibility to the public, and prayer for the cancellation, revocation of SMNI license. Dito naman po tayo sa MTRCB. Alam ko po, meron din nung kaso ang SMNI ho dyan. Mr. Chair, may I ask the former SecGen, Cesar Parea, to expound or relate to us ano naman po ang nature ng kaso doon sa MTRCB ng SMNI.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Yes. There was a case filed with us which we earlier resolved. This was earlier discussed during the last hearing about the airing of the episode on October 10 of Gikan sa Masa, para sa Masa, where death threats were allegedly aired against the Honorable Castro. And this has been resolved. We have called the parties into hearing, and they promised to not to repeat the same. And in fact, even admitted that they will be, they have decided to pre-record succeeding episodes so that they can avoid having this on air. And this was resolved on November 9. And we have a resolution that we furnish this committee. Now, we were informed last time that despite this decision, the entity again broadcast another episode with the same content. So they violated what we have agreed upon, and we have called them to appear before the MTRCB. We gave a notice to them to appear on December 7, this Thursday, to look into this matter.
So to clarify, Mr. Chair, ibig niyong sabihin, Section Atty. Pareha, na may resolution na yung complaint. Anong resolution ninyo? They were reprimanded? They were warned? Anong resolution nakalagay doon?
They were given a warning that repeat of the similar infraction will be dealt with more severely.
Nakikita po natin, Mr. Chair, pinagsabihan na ho ang SMNI na huwag gamitin yung pinagsabihan ng Suarasug or SMNI, na huwag nang gamitin yung TV network nila sa pagmamalay, pangharas ng mga tao. And in fact, galing sa testimonya ni Atty. Pareha, pinagbawalan ni sila. But in spite of that, ginawa pa rin nila. So that means, Mr. Chair, very clear na po yun na-establish natin na talagang they are in violation of Section 4. Hindi na ho Kongreso ang nagsasabi sa kanila na tigilan nila yung pag-atake. MTRCB na po. So that is a different ikangang entity from Congress. So ibig sabihin talagang palagi silang may mga kalokohan na ginagawa against individuals and entities. So I hope, Atty. Pareha, that you will, as you have said, hindi naman sinunod yung warning ninyo, so they will be dealt with severely. And I hope that you will give them sanctions para naman mabigyan sila ng ikangang lesson na they should follow what is stated Section 4, responsibility to the public, interest of the public. So, establish na po natin, 5 na ho yung kaso, pang-6 na ho yung sa MTRCB. May isang pa pang isa?
We're still, we already notified them, also gave them a notice to appear regarding the episode on the fake news on the speaker's travel. And also on the same day, they will be hearing this on Thursday also.
So, Mr. Chair, na-establish natin 7 na yung kaso na hinaharap ng SMNI with different organizations. Kung po tayo sa National Telecommunication Commission, I understand na meron din yung kaso ang SMNI ho dyan.
Hala kayo.
PC, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As far as the NTC is concerned, Suarasug also has a pending administrative case. This is under, as mentioned earlier, 2022-027, and also this complaint centers on content aired over the station, specifically involving the former Vice President. So the NTC has nag-hear na po kami on this case. The respondents have already been nag-appeal na po sila. They have submitted also the corresponding answers. And PC is for decision na po yung case na yun. But it's still pending for decision by the Commission.
So at the moment, there are 2 cases lodged at NTC. So ngayon pa lang, Mr. Chair, we have not done a full research, pero makikita po natin, 9 na po ang kaso ng SMNI, again, with regards to Section 4. This is responsibility to the public. So, Mr. Chair, nakikita po talaga natin, SMNI is not a responsible network. Whereas, ang ibang mga TV stations or TV networks na umahawak po ng prangkisa. They are there to entertain the Filipino people. They are there to disseminate important information, especially in times of calamities or news article for the betterment, improvement of the Filipino people. In short, as a medium to disseminate information to the Filipino people. But in this case, nakikita po talaga natin, SMNI is not doing that, but rather, SMNI is being used as a platform to malign, to destroy, sisiraan ang isang tao, isang entity, which is, as I've said, Mr. Chair, a clear violation of Section 4, responsibility to the public. So yun po, Mr. Chair, I hope na nakikita po ng committee itong mga kasalanan ng SMNI, itong mga infractions nila. It is within our power to approve, to amend, or to revoke, or to repeal any franchise holder na nakikita natin who is not in compliance with the provisions in their franchise, in this case, Republic Act 11422. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Hala.
Much Vice Chair Johnny Pimentel of the 2nd District of Davao del Sur. Surigao del Sur, I'm sorry. Mr. Chair, I stand corrected. Yes, Attorney Tolentino.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to manifest that with respect to the SMNI membership with KBP, we already withdrew last December 4, 2023. So the case pending with KBP is already moot and academic. And second, Mr. Chair,
Wait. So, December 4,
2023, Mr. Chair. Today. Mr. Chair.
I understand why you had to withdraw. We're talking the broadcast code
Because,
of the
Mr. Chair, we believe that the membership of KBP is not mandatory. And in fact,
So if it was not mandatory, why did you join in the first place?
we join, it's an option on our part, Mr. Chair.
Precisely. So,
Yes.
but you joined.
So we have the option to be a member. We also have the option not to be a member.
Anyway, we will not anymore
And
you know,
and second,
very important
Mr.
point. Ay, huwag naman tayong pumunta ko doon. Basta klaro ko tayo kahapon lang, pagkatapos ng first hearing, ay nag-withdraw po kayo.
Yes,
Sa
Mr.
KBP,
Chair.
klaro na po yan.
Mr.
Pero
Chair,
ako po,
I
Mr.
would
Chair.
like to comment on yung sinabi ni Atty. Tolentino. Nag-withdraw sila sa KBP. Bakit? Dahil hindi nga nila masunod yung broadcast code of the Philippines.
Oh.
That is precisely, they withdrew their membership because they could not abide by the broadcast code. Hindi nila magawa Section 3, fairness and objectivity. Hindi nila magawa ang Section 5, unconfirmed reports. Hindi nila magawa Article 4, personal attacks. Pati yung mga on-air language. That is why nga these boldsters, may accusation, may allegations na hindi sila karapat-dapat bigyan ng prangkisa or bawiin ng prangkisa. The fact that they withdrew from KBP just underscores the need for the revocation of their license. Kaya kayo nag-withdraw, Atty. Tolentino, Mr. Chair, hindi nyo masunod yung code ng broadcasters of the Philippines. Hindi po ba?
Without
Hindi ko na tatanungin yan. Very clear na po yun.
Thank you very much,
Chair.
the Honorable
Chair.
With all due respect to
Chair.
the,
We now proceed.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, with all
Ano
due
po
respect
ninyo,
to the,
order. Paano na po tayo nag-withdraw kayo, no?
Yes,
At
Mr. Chair, but
mamaya
I-
ko, tatawagin ko po kayo. Marami pa kong mga membro magtatanong. Please to serve your questions.
thank you, Mr. Chair.
The Honorable Toby Chang from the Votas is recognized. Silence requested.
Yes, magandang hapon po, Mr. Chair, at magandang hapon po sa ating mga resource persons. Sayang po, binigyan natin ng pagkakataon si Ka Eric na magpaliwanag at pinili niyang di magpaliwanag. No? Anyway, since si Dr. Badoy po ang co-host, Mr. Chair, if I may ask Dr. Badoy, ang napanood ko kasi yung last hearing, ang sabi niyo po, tinatanong niyo kung totoo na ang gastos ay 1.4 billion o hindi? Tama po, 1.8 billion o hindi? Tama po ba? It was in a form of question and it was not a statement. Yun po ang sabi nung last hearing. Tama po ba yun, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, tama po yun. Correct. It was posed as a question.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Dr. Badoy, yes,
I
sandali
have
po.
with me the USB, if I'm allowed to play this, Mr. Chair. Attorney to...
Yes. Kung yun po ay tanong, sino po ang tinatanong nila, Mr. Chair? Who was the question addressed to, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor,
I will.
ma'am,
Mr. Chair, may I answer?
yes, please.
So, as I recall po, Mr. Chair, the question was being posed to Congress and also, I think, COA. It was Ka Eric that asked that question and then we seconded him.
Okay. Kung tinatanong niyo po ang Congress, sino po ang tinawagan niyo sa Kongreso at sino po ang kausap niyo sa Kongreso para tanungin? O sino po ang kausap niyo o tinawagan niyo sa COA para tanungin?
Mr. Chair,
Please reply.
yeah. Mr. Chair, wala po kaming tinanong kasi parang we were called not to this hearing. Did I answer your
I
question?
mean, sorry. Mr. Chair, ang ibig ko pong sabihin, di ba nagproprograma sila ng araw na yon? Ang sabi nila, tinatanong nila. Di ba normal po pag ang isang media entity nagtatanong, Mr. Chair, tatawagan po nila yung tatanungin nila. Di ba po? Para makasagot naman yung tatanungin nila. So ang tanong ko po, during the program, sino po ang tinawagan ng SMNI from Congress para masagot yung tanong nila? Yun po ang tanong ko, Mr. Chair.
Please reply.
Okay. Mr. Chair, if I can backtrack a little bit, parang nakita niya sa GAA yung 2-point-something billion for the travel expenses. Tapos parang may nag-text sa kanya. Pero to answer your question, after that program, we didn't ask anybody, Mr. Chair.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. Maliwanag po yung tanong ko, Mr. Chair. Kasi sabi nila, sila yung nagtatanong at hindi nila sinasabi. Ulitin ko po, tayo, na-interview po tayo, nanonood tayo ng TV. Pag meron tayong tinatanong, meron tayong kausap. Mahirap naman po magtanong na wala kang kausap, Mr. Chair. Sino ho ang sasagot ng tanong kung wala kang kausap? So, sino po ang tinatanong nyo para ma-confirm o masabi yung katotohanan tungkol po doon sa 1.8 billion during the program? Meron po ba kayong tinatanong na tao o wala?
Di ba pag nasa show
Mr. Chair,
ka,
yung
nagsasalita
specific
ka
na
mag-isa
tao,
sa madlang people?
Pagkakaintindi ko sa pag-phrase ni Ka Eric, it was a general question that was addressed to Congress or I think maybe just Congress. But I also say that lagi namang bukas ang SMNI sa mga tanong kung sino man pwede yun. We always issue an open invitation, Mr. Chair.
Mahirap po yan. That is very unprofessional, Mr. Chair. Members of Congress are being interviewed. Tatawagan kayo. Mahirap naman yung sinabing tinanong, "Hoy, sumagot kayo dito." Hindi ba kung nagtatanong ka, may kausap ka, Mr. Chair. Hindi pa pwedeng nagtatanong ka na wala kang kausap. Sino sasagot sa iyo? So the fact na wala silang kausap, it means it was not a question to be answered. Ibig sabihin, they posed it as a question, Mr. Chair, na hindi tayo makakasagot.
No, if you are in the show,
ginamit lang nila yung question na yung
nagsasalita
salitang
ka.
tanong para protektado sila ng konti at hindi sinabing nag-aakusa sila.
Wala.
Pero sa totoo lang, Mr. Chair, wala silang intensyon na makasagot. Kasi paano ka na masasagot kung hindi ka tinawagan? Di ba? Ito po, siguro sinasabi nyo, gusto nyo ang katotohanan. Paano nyo makukuha yung katotohanan, Mr. Chair, kung wala naman po kayong kausap?
Di ba guys, pag nasa show ka, nagsasalita ka, parang
Mr. Chair,
nagpo-broadcast ka, di ba?
I'm sorry, I'm answering
So,
for Ka Erica, but
so ang
I'll just
kausap
say
mo
do my
doon,
best. Kasi parang yung
madlang
naging
people
impression,
or universe
siguro
world.
yung frustration after the extraordinary funds, the confidential funds, yung usapan na
Di ba?
ganyan, na parang ang lumalabas na kwento ay hindi open ang Kongreso sa inquiry. So, parang ganun yata yung pinanggagalingan. But I'm not saying that that's what I believe in, ha? I'm just saying that that was where it was coming from. But it was a very sincere question. Yun po yun. Pero I get your point, Mr. Chair, and we will take cognizance of that.
Di ba po, Mr. Chair, Dr. Badoy,
if you want an intelligent conversation, dapat naman may resource person kayo, di ba po? Dapat naman bigyan nyo ng pagkakataon na sumagot yung mga, kahit di ba, may nabasa kayo sa tabloid, o babasahin nyo yun, o pwede bang tawagan natin si ganito para madinig naman ang sagot. Pero kung wala pong ganun, mukhang hindi po totoo yung sinasabi na it was a question. It was phrased, hindi ko nakita, as a question just so that hindi pa pwedeng sabihin na nag-akusa. But again, it supports the manifestation of the Honorable Pimentel na mukhang talagang ito'y ginagamit para manira. No?
Hala
Kasi
kayo.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, siguro, kasi it was just out of the blue, Mr. Chair, where Eric said something came up, parang ganun, may nagtatanong dito, ganun. So, hindi kami nahanda, Mr. Chair, na meron kaming naimbitahan. Pero siguro like 90% of the time, meron kaming resource person, meron kaming tinatawagan. That was part of our yung production process namin, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pero kung yung ganung bagay, hindi naman sa urgent, hindi naman sa sunog, hindi naman sa lindol, hindi naman sa kalamidad, pwede naman mag-intay yung mga bagay na yun kung talagang gusto nila ng fairness, di ba? Pwede i-verify. Paano yung katulad niya? Lalaman nila later on nag-apologize sila na mali pala, na-kuryente pala sila doon sa news nila. Di ba? Hindi ba mas mabuti kung hindi naman emergency, bigyan nyo muna ng pagkakataon yung kabila? I mean, in all these cases, kasi mukhang hindi nyo binigyan ng pagkakataon yung kabila na sumagot.
Mr. Chair, may I
Yes.
respond? May I respond, Mr. Chair, to what you said sa lahat ng mga kasong ito, no? Mr. Chair, ang naging, sa my personal answer, Mr. Chair, ang naging buhay ko nung sumali ako sa gobyerno, my short stint in government, ay talagang tapusin ang CPP, NPA, NDF. At pag tinapos mo kasi yan, pag yan ang kinalaban mo, yayakapin mo lahat. Yayakapin mo ang mga kaso, yayakapin mo ang kasinungalingan, ang pangwawasak ng puri talaga, yayakapin mo yan. So, yung mga sinasabi ng mga kaso, sir, sa totoo lang, Mr. Chair, mas marami pa dyan. Mas marami pa dyan. But napakaganda, nakikita ko ang ating gobyerno, wala namang nag-a-agree. So, yung allegation is not proof. So, Mr. Chair, tsaka napakaganda that I've worked with some members in Congress, no, na nakita nila na napakahalaga nung talagang tinatanggalan ng maskara ang mga mapandinlang na CPP, NPA, NDF na nasa lahat ng sektor ng ating lipunan. And I know that I stand... Okay. Yes.
Okay, ganito, Mr. Chair. With regards to the CPP, NDF, NPA, magkaisa po tayo dyan. Walang talong. All out tayo dyan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All out tayo dyan. In fact, I was the one who defended the budget of the OP, and one of the questions was the
I remember,
NDF,
Mr. Chair.
NPA.
Yes, I remember.
So wala tayong pagtatalo dyan.
Yes.
Ang sinasabi lang natin is, ulit, hindi logical na gusto mo magtanong at gusto mo na may sagot na wala ka namang kausap. I mean, that is logic. Hindi na kailangan dito ang pagtalunan niya. Wala naman logika na magtatanong ka sa hangin, gusto mo may sasagot sa iyo. So, doon sa parte na yon, sa tingin ko talagang may pagkakamali. Okay?
Diba?
Ngayon, pupunta po ako sa lawyers ng SMNI. Nasabi niyo rin po doon sa huling hearing niyo na lahat po ng programa niyo ay may disclaimer. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What is the logic of having a disclaimer for all your programs? Ano po ang lohika nun? May prangkisa kayo, may mga alituntunin yung prangkisa ninyo, meron kayong dapat sundin ng mga alituntunin na dapat fair ang reporting, balansyado, hindi kayo naninirang puri. Tapos sasabihin nyo dun sa mga talents ninyo, bahala kayo kung ano gagawin nyo. Wala kami kinalaman dyan. Paano nyo masisigurado na mas susunod nyo yung alituntunin ng inyong prangkisa kung sinasabi ninyo, bahala kayo sa gagawin ninyo?
It doesn't mean that pahala, Mr. Chair. What we mean that we give full, we recognize and respect the freedom of press, freedom of opinion of all our talents, Mr. Chair. And second, Mr. Chair, with respect to the disclaimer, it is a open secret practice to all media practitioners, all media establishments about disclaimer, Mr. Chair. Not only SMNI, Mr. Chair.
okay, if it's an open practice for all media practitioners, Mr. Chair, but do you have a body within your organization, within SMNI, that monitors and ensures na yung mga anchors ninyo at yung mga talents po nila ay sumusunod sa fair and balanced reporting?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have.
Ano po yung tawag niyo doon?
We have a grievance committee, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sino po ang mga miyembro ng grievance committee?
We have the executive producer.
Okay.
We have the associate producer.
Okay.
Researcher. What do you call this?
Sandali.
Hindi po, paano
Sandali.
yung grievance committee?
Sandali na po. Yung grievance committee nyo, parang may mali eh. Kasi, ang executive producer ng bawat programa, iba-iba.
Yes,
Ang associate producer, iba-iba.
Yes,
So therefore, yung grievance committee nyo, walang permanenteng, mga opisyates. Dahil iba-iba ho yan. Every program has its own set of producers.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have seven producers every program.
So, how can you expect people to police their own ranks? Sila producer nun.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How can they rule?
And that
In favor or not in favor of anything? Sila producer. And is this a truthful statement that you have a grievance committee per show?
we have a grievance committee of the entire organization.
Yes, but you just
You
mentioned.
know, a producer per program, Mr. Chair.
And you said that those are the officers.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So therefore, per show is a different person. How do you expect that person to, siya mag-rule na mali yung ginawa ng anchor, ako yung producer nun eh. Hindi parang pinagalitan ko rin ang sarili ko. So, attorney, medyo ho yan. Anyway, the Honorable Toby Tiangco.
No, Mr. Chair, you can continue. Yan po yung pupuntahan ko. Paano mo naman sasabihin na ako nag-produce, mali yung anchor ko? Paano mangyayari yun, Mr. Chair?
I don't think that really is the composition also of the grievance committee. But anyway, that's what they manifested. So we will have to check that out.
Mr.
Honorable
Chair.
Toby Tiangco,
Yes.
I don't think there's no logic in having these officials or these officers of a program part of a grievance committee when they're supposed to be the people that very violated the law that we're supposed to be grieving about. But
Mr.
anyway,
Chair, point of
Honorable Toby.
clarification lang
Yes,
dun
yes,
sa
yes.
point ni Congressman
Yes.
Toby. Last hearing, Ka Eric mentioned that he received a text message on Monday and he was meant to meet his source on Wednesday. So Monday pa lang, hindi pa verified yung report, hindi niya pa nakikita yung dokumento, ni-report mo na. Maski na alam mo, magkikita kayo ng source mo ng Wednesday kung kailan niya ipapakita yung dokumento. Which means, wala talaga silang basehan at wala silang hawak-hawak na dokumento, di umano, yung dalawang text messages lang, Kong Toby, yung pinagbasihan nila ng report. Yun yung sinasabi nila doon nung nakarang hearing.
Mr. Chair, may I explain, Mr. Chair?
Okay.
Yung pagkakaintindi ko dito, Mr. Chair, yung source ni Ka Eric, long-standing na relationship yan, dekada, kasi kasama niya yan sa CPP, NPA, NDF. So parang meron na silang sariling palakad na they really trust each other already. So, hindi siya yung parang nanggaling lang dito. Kung you get what I'm saying, Mr. Chair, parang matagal na silang magkakakilala. And, at maraming beses, siguro yung, hindi lang siguro, sure ako dito, na yung batting average ng kanyang source ay mataas, no?
Just a final manifestation. In granting the franchise and in accepting the franchise holder accepts the conditions and the responsibilities of the franchise. So, hindi ko maintindihan bakit hindi niyo papangalagaan at sisiguraduhin na yung mga talents ninyo ay susunod dun sa alituntunin ng franchise. Prangkisa niyo yun eh. Pinaghirapan niyo yung prangkisa, dumaan kayo sa proseso, tapos papabayaan niyo lang. Paano kung may personal na interest yung mga talents ninyo? Hindi naman matatanggal yan. Why are you not policing your ranks to ensure na fair and balanced ang reporting ng inyong prangkisa? So, yun lang po, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Toby Chanco
Just one point before we leave this.
of Nabotas. Yes, the Honorable Suarez.
Following yung KBP guidelines and regulations, which used to be a part of, dapat sasabihin nyo doon na this figure is unverified and this figure has not been checked whether truthful or not. Any of those items, di po nila binanggit dun sa telecast. I just want to point that out.
Thank you very much, the Honorable.
Chair.
Can I follow up?
Yes.
Mr.
Just
Chair,
one. Just one. Dr. Badoy, are you aware kung may pinadala bang screenshot to Viber or any image yung source ni Ka Eric kaya tumuloy siya doon, or it was just a simple text message?
Mr. Chair, I'm not aware of, di ko po masagot yan, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very
Sorry.
much. Okay, the Chair would like, before we continue,
In relation to the,
Honorable Ako.
yes. Madam Badoy, did I hear you correct that you also vouched for the truthfulness of the report of the high batting average of the source of Mr. Celis? You stated that a
Yes,
while
Mr.
ago
Chair.
in answer to the query of the Honorable Chanco. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And if you're aware of this, would you know the personality or the name of this person?
No,
Kasi
Mr.
you're
Chair.
voting for his or her high batting average,
Mr. Chair, may
and you do not know his name?
may I respond?
Yes, please.
Okay. Mr. Chair, what I meant by that, hindi ko po siya kilala, Mr. Chair. Pero kasi si Ka Eric po ay isang haligi ng National Task Force LCAC sa mga pinaglalahad niya tungkol sa CPP, NPA, NDF bilang dating mataas na ranggong kasapi nito. Yung katotohanan na binigay niya sa NTF LCAC ay napakahalaga, kung kaya alam namin na yung mga sources ni Ka Eric ay what's it Tagalog? Very reliable, Mr. Chair. And they usually corroborated by other former rebels. But Mr. Chair, I do get your point.
Mr. Chair, alam nyo, sinabi nyo rin sa sagot ninyo kay Honorable Tiangco, na alam ninyo na membro ito ng CPP, NPA, NDF. Tama po ba?
Mr. Chair, dati. Matagal na, sir.
Paano nyo po alam? Kasi para bang yung mga sagot nyo kanina kay Honorable Tiangco, alam na alam at kilala nyo yung taong ito. But when you are asked a question, in so far as the identity of that person is concerned, hindi po nyo masagot. Ngayon, tinatanong ko, membro ba ng CPP, NPA, NDF? Kayo po nagsabi nun. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, tinatanong ko kung alam ninyo. Sabi mo, dati.
Yes,
Kasi
dati naman yun.
para bang umiiwas po kayo dun sa katanungan eh.
Hello?
Hindi po,
Kung dati po siyang membro ng CPP, NPA, NDF, paano nyo alam na umalis siya o tumiwalag siya ron?
pwede pong sumagot, Mr. Chair. So, after po nung committee meeting dito, sa totoo lang, pinilit ko si Eric. Eric, sino ba yan? Ganyan. I wanted to also, pwede ba, sabihin mo, ganun, para tapos na ito, ganun. But he stood fast on his decision. So, kung kaya't yun ang isiniwalat niya. And that's all I know about it, Mr. Chair.
From your answer, Madam Badoy, hindi mo kakilala yung taong yun. Hindi mo rin
po,
alam
Mr. Chair.
kung siya ay umalis na sa CPP, NPA, NDF. I'm asking this question dahil dun sa sagot ni Mr. Celis na siya ay empleyado ng Senado. Mas takot ako dun. Kasi meron pala sa amin, hindi ko alam, nakasama sa CPP, NPA, NDF.
Mr. Chair, pwedeng sumagot.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, sa order of battle ng CPP, NPA, NDF, siguro si Eric nasa number 1. Yan ang unang papatayin ng CPP, NPA, NDF sa dami ng sinabi niya tungkol sa CPP, NPA, NDF. So,
You do not have to teach me that. I
Mr. Chair,
train with the military and the police, and I know that. Kaya huwag mo na akong lecturean dyan. Ang tinatanong ko po sa inyo ay tungkol doon sa sa pagsasagot po ninyo sa katanungan ni Honorable Tiangco. Kilala ninyo yung tao sa sagot ninyo eh. But when you are asked questions about the identity of that person, umiiwas po kayo. Yun na po, Mr. Chair, ang aking observation.
Thank you very much.
With Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair,
The police general, kaya magaling ho mag-imbestiga to. Lahat ng sinungaling nakausap na po nito.